Hi, I'm Chris James, and you're watching Healthy Alternative. Today, I want to talk about the benefits of Michael, and today we're going to be talking about...
Today we'll be making one of my favorite soups.
Welcome to the
tomato
JR72 challenge.
I am Animated Mel, and I am your mental and wellness coach for
As always, perfection is not needed, but consistency.
We must first lovingly accept what is. You can't heal a body you hate.
I just want to take a moment to say thank you to all of you all for coming. This community is designed to support you in that time. It's really to utilize when things are bad and when you're at your lowest.
I started to learn about emotions. I started to learn about finding root causes, right? Starting to understand addiction and how addiction is not, once again, the issue that we are using a negative stimulus as a coping mechanism.
Part of my mission is to make sure people know that everything we need comes in a natural form. It's already here for us.
I am determined. I am strong. And I am ready.
We must first lovingly accept what is. I often say, you can't heal a body you hate.
This is healthy blood cells. And that's what we're aiming for. So you can see the contrast. Okay? What you do matters.
Thank you all for coming. Be blessed. All right. So I think I figured out my camera. I think I figured out a trick to make sure that it works every time. It's so weird. Thank you all for your patience. So today is the day we get to do our question and answer calls. Now, one of the reasons why we waited until today to do the Q&A, I wanted to make sure that you all were reading your guide. I wanted to make sure that you gave us an opportunity to give you more information and maybe even think of some questions, right? Like you got to read your guide, interact with the process a little bit, get familiar with the platform. You know, there might be some questions that you had at the beginning that you no longer have. So we have a list of questions that were submitted ahead of time. And then, of course, I'm going to do my best to go through and grab any live questions that we have as well. But at this point in the process, I think the mass majority of people know what's going on. Let me say this too. We did the live intro. We did the prep video. So how to prep for the DR96 as a supplemental to, the guide. We talked about the products. So for those who got bundles and things of that nature, we talked about the products, my thought process behind the products and why I suggested them. So that's where we're at so far in this process. The first week, obviously, is going to be heavy because we want to make sure to get everybody in alignment. I want to say quickly, shout out to all of those. I see you guys in the membership area, helping each other, communicating. I really, really appreciate that. I think that the camaraderie and just the community is like one of the best parts about this whole process. So I appreciate all of you all for making this a very amazing experience. And also, I want to make sure if you guys have questions, concerns, you've posted or whatever, you're not getting a response, make sure that you also use the support email as well. support@healthyalternative.org. You guys blew up the support inbox as we led into getting this challenge. I think we're finally getting that inbox under control. So just as another point of contact, we are paying attention. It's just there's a lot of you all, so we're trying to make sure that we're taking care of you in a timely fashion. Okay, so I have these questions. I can't put them on the screen, or at least I'm not gonna put them on the screen, but I'm gonna go ahead and start reading them off. If you all, as I go through the questions, if you guys have questions about the questions, you can put those in the chat. Like I said, I'll do my best to go back and check. Okay. So the first question I've got is, I signed up for the DR96. The bundle I wanted was sold out, so I pieced it together from the companies directly. I rush delivered everything. I hope this won't hinder my start and finish and progress. Will I be okay? All right. So I answered this question on the product call yesterday. So let me quickly grab the links. Actually, I'm gonna just tell you guys well, I'll grab the links too. But the way you navigate to all of the past events, and I know this question was probably submitted, way ahead of time, but you want to go to the DR96 group, okay, and you want to navigate to the events tab, which all of you guys know how to do because you're watching. But once you're in the events tab, then you want to click the past tab. Once you click the past tab, it will show you all of the live streams that we've done so far. So let's see here. I'm going to grab the links for the preparation. Now, this link is only going to work for people who are in the group, okay? But this is a direct link, makes it easy. Feel free to save this link. So that first link is for the preparation. The second link is for the products. So there's that. Now, the answer to your question is you're going to be good. We actually are breaking the products up into basically three different segments. We're going to be using the products. What is today? Wednesday? Yeah. So if you guys got your products, you can start using them today. This is the first day that I'm pretty much recommended. I go more in depth about the products, but this is basically the first day I recommend that you guys start using the products. That way, it makes sure you have enough to use them during the cycles and on the refeed. One thing I will tell you all, I did order extra products by mistake. I didn't do it. Well, I did it on purpose, but I didn't want to run out of products. So I do have some extra stuff. So if you guys decided that you wanted to get some products maybe after the fact, put a 1 in the chat if you're interested in any of the extra products that I have left over, so I have an idea of like a level of interest. Just put a 1 in the chat for me, and then we'll kind of put together something, a form or something where you guys can grab some product. I don't have everything. I don't have caster packs. That's one thing I don't have. I ordered the caster packs a month ago. They went on Chinese New Year. I don't have the caster packs. It's been taking forever. But I have everything else. I have the castor oil. I only have one clean slate, but I have like plenty of SP6, and I have Restore, and I have appetite suppressant teas. Okay. So it looks like there is a decent amount of you who are interested in getting some products. So I'll have Shell put something together so you guys can, order some products. We'll put that together tonight for you. The detox tea, since you're asking, I'll tell you, the detox tea has had major problems. I pre-ordered, when I tell you guys I pre-ordered thousands of hundreds of pounds worth of tea so that we would have it, and we would have it for like a year's supply. That was the investment that I made. Very frustrating that I was not properly informed. I'll just say I'll try to keep this as clean as possible. We've had massive delays, and then our order when we finally got our order or is about to be ready, apparently the herbs got damaged. I'll just say. So they are just delayed, and I don't know when they're going to be available. And so that's why I haven't said anything to you all. I am expecting that I will have them coming up here very soon between now and summertime. When they come out, you will know, and I know it will be incredible. Those herbs are the most popular product we have. Once we have them, we will have an enormous amount. But there you go. Okay, if you just need patches, if you just need restore, if you want extra, we're going to figure out a way for you guys to just kind of order what you want, and we'll get it to you. All right, next question. We've been on that one question a long time. Hello, where do we meet for the DR96, Mighty, or the community? All right, so for clarity's sake, I don't even know how you put this question in here, because I would assume if you put this question in here, you're already in Mighty and you would have. But anyway, for the DR96, we're going to be in Mighty Networks. Okay, so Mighty Networks is the name of the platform. That is what powers AHA communities. So if you guys go to the App Store, you can download the Mighty Networks app. That is where everything is happening. All right. So that's pretty much the Mighty Networks and AHA communities. That's the same place. Okay, the next question was no questions. Why did you do that? Someone submitted a question that said no questions. Thank you. I appreciate. So you're telling me we answered all your questions. All right. What should I take into consideration since I've had gastric bypass surgery? Well, you know, the thing is crazy about what our process is designed to seamlessly integrate into your body's natural healing mechanism. So because it's not surgery, because we don't have pharmaceuticals, it's a whole different thing. When you deal with natural therapies and processes, you don't really have to worry about things not interacting properly. So for example, you know, depending on how your stomach reacts to food when you got your surgery and stuff, you might be on a restricted diet. Well, guess what? The dietary practices that we suggest during this challenge are already optimal. They're pretty much already optimal, unless you're on like some type of like liquids only type deal, right? Some people get surgeries and they're like liquids only. But if you're allowed to eat things, this is already optimal because all the food that we suggest is going to be high water content. It's easy to digest. And we do that because we actually look at the dry fasting process as the body performing light surgery. That's exactly what's happening. So we actually approach it the same way. So you're good to go. How do I fast? How does fasting help with heavy menstrual cycle, sluggish gallbladder without stones? Well, I guess I'd be curious to know, how do you know that you don't have stones? Maybe you've had a sonogram or something like that done. But what I will say is you'd be surprised. Those machines don't pick up on everything. Okay. They are not perfect. They are not the end all be all. So you might not think you have stones, and it's possible that you do. Now, I'm not saying that you do. But obviously, if you have a sluggish gallbladder and you know that, then, you know, I'm going to recommend learning about and using the liver and gallbladder flush. It's called The Amazing Liver and Gallbladder Flush. I'm trying to see if I have the book up here. I think it's down. I don't think it's up here with me. I think it's downstairs. But The Amazing Liver and Gallbladder Flush by Andreas Moritz. We outline the gallbladder flush in our AHA communities, or I'm sorry, in AHA fasting system. So in one of the programs we have, it's part of the program. We outline it. It walks you through everything. We also outline it in our 21-day fasting challenge. So that would be good to add. You're not going to do that right now, though, okay? You're going to do that after we finish the dry fasting. You don't want to try to do the liver flush and dry fasting together. That would not be a good combination, okay? You cannot do the liver gallbladder flush while fasting in general, but trying to do it alongside a dry fasting would be very, very bad. Now, as far as dry fasting and menstrual cycles, in general, fasting aids with calming menstrual cycles. Why? Because your cycle is a detox. Okay, so I want you ladies to understand something. Your monthly cycles, just simplify them to detoxes. Forget about the reproductive purposes and everything. Let's just look at the detoxification that happens. Now, the more clean you are, the more healthy you are, the less issues you're going to have with your detox, with your monthly detox. That's basically as plain as it goes. Now, some of you might say, Chris, I've had major pains ever since I was a little girl. Well, that just means you've been toxic ever since you were a little girl. And we all are. This isn't just a woman thing. But I was talking to my sister 2 nights ago, and she was talking about some of the issues that she's looking to still address. And she had made a comment saying, like, I've had this issue since I was a little girl. Now she's talking probably like 7, 8 years old, so very, very young. And I said, I understand that in your mind, you think that your weight and your bad habits leading up to and causing you to gain all this weight are inconsequential to this issue that you've already had when you were a little girl. But the reality is it's all the same. It all stacks on each other. Whatever happened to you early in your life, as far as contamination goes, also caused you to have issues with your weight and stuff later on. So it's all connected. Sometimes we think that because we had an issue when we were so young, we were born with it. Okay. Now you can be born with issues because of epigenetics. We understand that. But what I don't want you guys to do is just assume just because you were born with something that it's supposed to be the way it is. That doesn't mean epigenetics is a real thing. Also, a lot of things we don't take into consideration that happen to us from the time we were born until 2-3 years old. Different visits to the doctor and different things they do to us will disrupt our body's ability to digest, to heal. It'll lower our immune system. We do a lot of very unnatural things. So before you actually have memory of being here and interacting in this world, there may have been things done to you that causes you to think you were born with something that you weren't. With that being said, there have been plenty of women who have started fasting and they had really heavy cycles and now they don't. One of the great examples that I showcased on the channel was a friend by the name of Tiffany that I had brought on the show, like maybe, I don't know, 8 years ago. She had very, very bad cycles. One of the things that she told me, she was like, Chris, my cycle has ended relationships because she just gets so mean and so irritable. And, she's not herself. She would be what I would consider an extreme example. But I know a lot of women experience that, where their personalities are so different. And all we did with her, we just did juice fasting. That's all we did. We started off her with some juice fasting. We did do some dietary changes. I mean, you guys could watch the video. I don't remember what it's titled. I'll see if I can find it. But we just did some simple things, maybe focused on water, eating high water content foods, some juice fasting. And she said it improved her cycle so much that it snuck up on her, because typically, she was able to know that her cycle was coming because her mood was changed and, all of these things. And she was just like, Chris, I woke up one day. She would TMI me all the time. She told me she woke up one day and it was there. She didn't even realize it was coming. So that's the power of fasting. And this is the reason why I think I talked about this before. There are women out there that promote fasting and they'll tell you, hey, don't fast on your cycle. And once again, like I told you, everybody has their reason for their advice. So I'm not discarding their advice or their experiences. I can only go off of what women in our community have told me, women that I have interacted with have told me. That's all I can go off of. What's important is that you all pay attention to your experience and basically, listen to your body in that instance. But I have found that most women have a good experience. So I would say you guys are good to go. All right. I got the link here for this interview with Tiffany. I'm going to drop this in the comment section for those of you who want to watch it. And I mean, whether you're a man or a woman, this is beneficial because men, we usually date and marry women, and you might have a woman in your life that you want to share this with. So check that out, y'all. Okay, just going through and highlighting some of these questions, y'all. I'm like, I feel like David Blaine out here today, try to do 14 things at once. All right. How much water should we have during prep to be successful? Okay, I'm going to give you guys an in-depth answer to this, but please understand my general thoughts about it still stand, generally speaking, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit more insight. So generally speaking, I recommend a gallon of water, okay? I recommend a gallon of distilled water. And actually in my product video, I talk about the water because that's one of the products we recommend. Now, I recommend a gallon of water because the body doesn't actually, when you drink a gallon of water throughout the day, the body's not processing all of that water and using it. Most of it gets peed out, okay? About 97% of it gets peed out. You're not getting the benefit from the majority of it. So you got to think 3% of what you're drinking is actually getting utilized. And this is in a low functional body, which most of us are. We're mostly dehydrated. So this applies to most people. With that being said, if you're only drinking 16 ounces of water and you're only getting benefit from 3% of that, you can see how it's easy to be dehydrated. So I always say, hey, drink a gallon. You don't need to drink more, okay? Now, there's obviously things you could do to increase the hydration that you get from your H2O. We've talked about that. Put plant material in the water. So mint, cucumbers, lemon slices, chia seeds. All these are great options. We talked about sun charging the water. We talked about structuring the water, okay, with a device, a water structuring device. All of these are options that will help to increase how much hydration you get from your water. Guess what? That means you don't have to drink as much. However, as you're still figuring this all out and you're still eating dehydrating foods, you're probably still going to need to drink more water, okay? So I know we always get pushed back on the amount of water. I don't know why. I'm 6'6". Maybe I'm big and I just can drink a lot. I don't know. But also, I mean, whether you're 6 foot or 5 foot, I've had people complain about the amount of water. I don't think it's about how big your body is. I think it's about what you're used to. A lot of people just simply aren't used to drinking that much water. Most of y'all are probably drinking about a bottle of water a day, or you don't even finish the bottle. And when I say most y'all, I'm not talking specifically you all in the challenge. I'm saying like in the community. When I talk to you all and I ask how much water are you drinking, y'all mostly tell me about a 16-ounce bottle. And then sometimes you don't even finish that. And also I see that in my personal life. I see that. Now, people who join the challenge are usually a little bit more locked in. They might have already started changing their habits. So once again, that might not be you all specifically, but that's what happens holistically with people. They don't drink that much. So I really want you guys focused on hydrating your water as much as possible and then drink as much as is comfortable. And if you want to cheat, drink a lot of fruit juice or vegetable juice, like fresh squeezed juice is structured water. So you can drink a lot less of it and get more benefit. So adding that to your regimen, your daily habits is great. And of course, towards the end of the preparation, we're going to get a ton of structured water, and I designed it that way. Okay. So hopefully that answers that question. I appreciate y'all in the chat talking about your experience with the cycles, especially women, because it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not a woman. All I could do is go off of what y'all say, but also I'm pretty good at asking questions and, figuring things out. And I understand how the body works. All right. So hello, where do we meet for the DR96? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I got set back. So I'm currently fasting from morning to sunset for Ramadan, and I've signed up for the challenge because I really want to do it. I just wanted to ask if it's okay to refeed for those few hours after breaking my fast for Ramadan at 7 p.m. And also my refeeding days will be fasting. So I know we had a lot of people who were, talking about doing this challenge and they're already fasting for Ramadan. They thought it was just a great coupling. And it is. Okay. Here's what I'll say. If you guys want to enhance what you're already doing with Ramadan, because obviously you do eat every day, I would, and I don't know, I'm very ignorant to Ramadan. Let me tell y'all that, okay? Very, very ignorant. I've never studied it at all. I just know it's dry fasting, sun up to sundown. So what I'll say is if you can follow our food guide for our refeeds, that'd be great. That'd be great if you could do that. But keep doing that. And then whenever Ramadan ends and you can maybe jump on our bandwagon, do it. I don't know. Maybe Ramadan goes longer than what we're going. I really don't know, y'all. So, but it's fine to it's fine to do what you're doing because when you're in the challenge now. So when you finish Ramadan, whenever that is, you can then pick up on what we've been teaching. So you've got all the lessons, you've got all the information. Just make sure to take good notes and ask questions, which you did, which is great. All right. Will the coaches be available if the challenge becomes difficult? So and by the way, y'all, a lot of these questions are before we started teaching and give you guys different options. But one thing I do want to highlight is Stephen Michael and Coach Jazz both have consultations. They're discounted consultations that are specifically for challengers. So if you guys have questions about the challenge, you need a one-on-one, that's available. Obviously, you guys can post questions in the chat, in the main feed, and then you can always DM coaches as well, okay? Can we continue the 4-3 schedule for several weeks beyond the blitz? Absolutely. The fasting blitz is a quick, fast, look, we're going to knock it out. Look, the blitz is designed to be high energy, high, fast pace, right? So we're not gonna drag it out for a month and a half or whatever. But if you guys want to keep going with it, you can definitely do it. This protocol is balanced enough for you to essentially do it indefinitely. And I don't know if that sounds weird to people or not, but you could do this protocol indefinitely. Okay. It's just true. Obviously, I would say get acclimated to it first before you decide to do it indefinitely. But I'm just saying, like, it's once you are acclimated to it, you could do it indefinitely. What can I do if I have headaches? So you didn't talk about like when during the process. We answered this question on our introductory live stream. So I want to make sure that everybody has seen that intro live. If you have not seen it, please make sure to watch the introductory live stream. But basically, you can use peppermint oil, whether you are doing the refeed, whether you're prepping, or whether you're dry fasting. You can use peppermint oil to help with headaches. You do it in different ways, right? So when you're not fasting, you can put it behind the ears, on the temples, the back of the neck, wherever you kind of sense that you might be able to get the most benefit from putting it. And then when you're, when you're not fasting, you can put it on those places and you can ingest it. You can take it by mouth or you could put it in your water. Okay. So you could do all of those things when you're not fasting. When you are dry fasting, you can't put it in your mouth. That's the only thing. You can do everything else, but you can't put it in your mouth. You can also inhale it. And also we recommended getting a humidifier where you can add essential oils or a diffuser. Okay. And you can put peppermint oil in the diffuser. So that's one simple technique for helping with headaches. You can also go outside and you can ground. Okay. One of the reasons why we get headaches is because we have too much static charge. Remember, we're electrical creatures. And when we are not grounded, when electricity is not grounded, it becomes volatile. Simple. That's very simple. Okay. So take your bare feet, put them on the ground and ground. That will often help with headaches. You guys can also buy grounding sheets. That way you can sleep grounded every night. There is a ton of science around the benefit of sleeping with grounded sheets. They're not super easy to find, but they're easy enough to find. I'll say this too. The last thing, proper preparation is the absolute best thing you could do for headaches. Prepare properly. Give yourself the grace to prepare properly, especially if you've never done it before. We're doing the preparation now. Do the prep properly. And if you do that, it will help mitigate some of these issues that you might experience on the actual fast. Okay. Where is the link for the live? I know you guys already know this, but just for the sake of I'll answer. So you go to the Fasting Blitz group, and then you click the events tab, and you can register. You can RSVP for all of the live streams right there, and you can also see the past live streams. Do we use the SP6 patches while fasting? No. The SP6 patches, along with the X39 patches, or any of the patches from LifeWave, they require you to be very well hydrated. I just got finished talking about how we're probably dehydrated right now. And so I want to make sure that when you guys are using the patches that you're consuming a lot of water or fruit juice or just being well hydrated. So I do not recommend them while you're dry fasting. Will we have the ability to purchase some of the items that were sold out of stock? Look at you. You already figured it out. I just mentioned that earlier, and this message was sent days ago. Yes, we've got some items that are available to be purchased. And if you guys go to the product video, I put the link in the chat. If you guys go to the product video that I did, I put all the links directly to the companies so you can grab whatever products that you want. There's lots of additional products. Each one of the companies have amazing products, holistically speaking. So you guys can play around, learn. If you want to learn more about the LifeWave products, we actually have a group here on AHA Communities called LifeWave. Go in the LifeWave group and you can ask questions about LifeWave products. So they all work very, very well based on my experience and the experience of the coaches. But we'll see what we can put together so that you guys can get the extra stuff that we have here on hand. Activated charcoal. Can we use this for detox symptoms? Yes, you can. I'm imagining, well, you can't, I wouldn't use this while you're dry fasting. I guess it depends on how you use it, but don't, I'm gonna say, if you have to ingest something or whatever, don't use it while you're dry fasting. I know some people, y'all do some different things with the activated charcoal. That's why I don't know how you personally use it. But if you're going to be ingesting it or something like that, don't use it. Now, we talked about being able to oil pull during the dry fast to help pull out toxins and all that type of stuff. So if you have some type of, a supplement or something that you use and it just stays in your mouth, you could use that. But obviously nothing that you ingest. Should we be concerned about die-off symptoms after the fast? Well, I mean, it's a concern. I think that it depends on how well you perform during this process. If you perform well during this process, meaning you kind of dot your I's and cross your T's, I wouldn't be too concerned about it. If you do well during the process and you utilize like clean slate and stuff we had mentioned, I definitely wouldn't be concerned about it. So, it's just one of those factors. It's kind of like a personal thing, but I would just say stay locked in, do the process as closely as possible to how we've outlined it, and I wouldn't worry about it. All right. Should I do 4 days of dry fasting if the weight is 140 pounds? Wait. Should I do 4 days of dry fasting if the weight is 140 pounds? I'm assuming, I don't know what this question is actually asking. My assumption is that you weigh 140 pounds and you're wondering if that's going to be too much dry fasting for you. Listen, hopefully that's your question because I don't know. But when you fast in general, it's the body's natural detoxification method. So when I told you guys that I lost 20 pounds in 4 days of dry fasting, that was just what I did. That was just my body, right? That's where I was. It doesn't mean that you're just going to keep losing weight. Okay. You might go down to 120 pounds. Yeah, you might, probably very likely that you would, but the body will self-regulate. You won't just wither away if that's basically your concern. So For those who are already on the smaller side, do not worry about it. Now, I don't know how tall you are, because a lot of women in America would probably say 140 pounds is like a good weight for a woman. But depending on how tall you are, we're so out of alignment with what the natural weight should be. And I'm just saying this because it's my job. It's my job to tell you guys the truth. I'm not allowed to sugarcoat. If you're a 5 foot woman or 5'2" and you're 140 pounds, you're obese. That's just what it is. Now, you're not morbid obese. You're not on the high end of obesity, but you should be closer to 105 pounds, maybe 112 max. I know it doesn't sound right. You want to be thick. I get it. I'm just telling you guys what your body would naturally settle at if you were eating healthy and you lived in a natural environment. I'm telling you what would be optimal. I'm not saying that you're in massive trouble or anything. Please take my words as I'm saying them. Don't infer anything from them. What I'm saying is, if you are, 5 foot or 5'2" and you're 140 pounds, you've got 20 pounds to lose. No problem. Okay. Now, I don't know how tall this person is. I have no idea. I'm just giving you guys an example, because most of the times, whatever weight we think we should be, we are usually off by about 20 pounds. So as a 5'2" woman, if you are 120 pounds, I'd be like, whatever, no big deal. You know what I'm saying? But if you're 140, I'm like, yeah, that's a problem. Okay. I know. Don't crucify me. I know. I'm not the good guy right now. I didn't purchase the extra items like clean slate. I have castor packs. Will not using these impact my results? I mean, listen, it's a fair question. Yes, it's going to impact your results. Does it mean that you're not going to get results? Does it mean that you're wasting your time? No, but it's going to impact your results. If clean slate, using the castor pack and things of that nature didn't impact your results, I wouldn't even tell you guys to use them. So you are going to get greater benefit from this experience by using these products. You don't have to use them though, and this is like the thing about products. I absolutely hate the fact that sometimes it comes off to people that they need the products to be successful. I do my best to be like, look, you don't need it. We taught fasting for probably a good 6 years, maybe 5 years, without virtually any products. I think at that time we might have been, using essential oils. So we taught half of the life of AHA, we taught it without products. As I have learned what you all need and what helps you, I've learned, okay, some of these products help because they can get you results more quickly. It can make your process easier. Everybody doesn't have the mental fortitude and willpower to push through these fasts for long durations and just quiet their hunger pangs in their mind. Some people need that extra help. So I'm like, okay, let me offer what I've learned, because behind the scenes, even though I wasn't promoting products, behind the scenes, I was using them. As I mentioned to you guys before, I've spent thousands of dollars. And when I say thousands of dollars, I'm not joking. Like, I've spent thousands of dollars on water structuring devices alone. I spent $10,000 on a unit for my house, to clean the water. And some people think that's crazy. Or if I ask y'all, would you be willing to invest $10,000 into a water filtration system? You'd be like, no, I'm not doing that. That's crazy. But here's perspective. You do spend $10,000 on a car though, right? Like, there's many of us who have a car that's $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, right? I'm not saying everybody can afford it, but I'm saying there are a mass majority of people who will put other things as priorities over something like water. I just simply didn't do that. I'm like, you know what? If I can spend $30,000, $40,000 on a car, I can spend $10,000 on a water filtering device. And I financed it, y'all. I didn't pay cash for it. Most of us are in America. I don't know about other countries, but we have options available. So I'm not trying to go on like a tirade or anything. It's all about perspective and priorities. What's important to you? If I can influence you all in a way where you understand how important pure water is, then you might be like, okay, that makes sense. For example, there's a lot of children or adults with eczema. There's people in our group with eczema and skin problems. What if I told you that a large amount of people with eczema and skin problems, it comes from their water? Or even if the water didn't cause it, the water exacerbates it, meaning you're going to have a more difficult time because your water is so toxic. So you're already sensitive because you have eczema or psoriasis or whatever, and then you put that toxic water on it, and now you get flare-ups all the time. Like when I was probably in my early 20s, I would get pimples regularly, okay? And my pimple scars take forever to go away. They take forever to go away. They always have. And I would get them all the time. And then I started changing little things to my diet. Stop drinking soda, which I stopped drinking soda like in my teens. But stop drinking soda, stopped eating sugar. Like I noticed how when I stopped eating and drinking certain things, my body changed. Then when I started AHA, I started fasting, I started detoxing. Then my skin, the texture of my skin completely changed. My pores shrunk. Like I had a completely different experience with my skin. Okay. So what you eat, what you drink, what you shower in and bathe in, what the products you put, they all matter. It all has an impact. And I'm not looking at the comment section right now because I know y'all probably mad at me. Y'all probably mad at me right now. I don't know. Shoot, I've been going on. I ain't stopping. I'm gonna keep going, and then I'll look at the comment section later. Don't shoot the messenger, y'all. I love y'all. That's the reason why I'm telling you the truth about this stuff. All right, is there another document other than the quick start guide which shows the meals? Am I missing something? Is there a fasting prep guide? Thank you. So once again, a lot of these questions came in before the challenge started. Obviously, you guys know by now, the fasting guide is available in the DR96 group area under the featured post area. So find the featured post area and all your guides are there. So the meals in the guide is what we're doing for the prep. I just want to make sure I understand. So we went over this during the live stream. Hopefully you were there. The meal in the guide you can use during the prep for sure if you want to. You don't have to though. I mean, me personally, I would probably start playing with some of these meals because we want you using these during your refeed, right? And I told y'all we made them super bland. They're not like full recipes. I want you guys to play with them, figure out what seasonings and what, make the interaction your own. But they're really for the refeed, but you could definitely start playing with them now. So Whole Foods has distilled water that you could fill up your 5-gallon bottles with. Do you recommend, or what are your thoughts on water? It's actually funny. I just had a conversation about distilled water, and I mentioned that you can get distilled water from Whole Foods. Here is an interesting thing that came from that conversation about distilled water. Have you guys noticed that you cannot get distilled water in glass? It's difficult. Like it's out there. I'm not saying it's impossible because I've talked about ways you can get distilled water in glass. But isn't it interesting how you get spring water in glass, you get filtered water in glass, you get any other kind of water in glass, but you cannot get distilled water in glass. Like it's hard to find, right? And I just wonder, now you can get distilled water in plastic very easily. Why? You need to ask yourself, why is that? You can get other waters in glass, no problem, easy. But distilled water, you cannot get in glass. You can only get it in plastic. Here is a message to the naysayers. I tell y'all to drink distilled water. I give you my explanation why. The main reason why is because it leaches inorganic materials from the body. Well, what happens when you put distilled water, which leaches inorganic materials, in a plastic container? You've now tainted the pure water with those inorganic materials in the plastic. That's the reason why when you guys taste distilled water that comes from plastic, it tastes weird because the water readily starts to leach the materials and the chemicals from the plastic bottles. So they're taking the most efficient, powerful cleanser and they are tainting it in the container so that when you get it, you get less benefit from it. That's why they do that, y'all. That's the reason why I tell you all, if you're going to use the distilled water in the plastic, I still run that through my distiller. I'll run it through my distiller. But ultimately, the most important thing is, even if you don't run it through the distiller, put it outside in a clear glass jar. Let the sun break down the inorganic compounds that are in it, because even if you start with distilled water, it's probably not going to be pure. Even if you use a distiller, you put it out in the sun, you sun charge it, it will clean up the rest of that nonsense. And guess what? The flavor of the water will change. You will know. But anyway, to answer your question, yes, fill up your glass jar with your whole food distilled water. That's a great option. Somebody submitted a question that said, "What's the question?" I don't know. That was for you. Someone submitted a question that said, "First pet." I don't know what that means. Thank you. May I have the affiliate link for castor oil pack and clean slate? All right. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the link now. Like I mentioned to you guys before, those links are in the product video. So I gave you guys the links to the product video. If you navigate to the videos where I did the products, I have the links for everything in the comment section of those videos. So if you guys just need a quick reference, but I'm going to grab it here. Here is the link for the castor pack. And they wanted the link for clean slate. Now I am out of the castor packs, right? But I'm sharing with you all the company that I personally used when I very first started learning about castor packs and all that. This is the company I researched and I liked and I used. So that's the one that I'm recommending for you all. If it was good enough for me, it's good enough for you, right? So there's the link for that. And then here's the link for Restore Clean Slate 0N Sculpt. I need to make sure I can sign up for the DR96. I'm VIP status. You're hilarious. What is a colonic? So a colonic is like a water irrigation. Okay, you basically, and I recommend that if you guys get colonics, you're going to go to the you're going to want to do a colonic with a therapist, where somebody's going to be in the room with you. They're going to guide you through it. They're going to control the water. The water, literally, there's a tube that goes into your anus. Okay, anus. There's a tube that goes into your anus. It's actually two tubes. You have a tube that puts the water in and a tube that sucks the water out. And they're basically going to fill you up with water. You'll feel the water going up into your colon, into your intestines, and you'll feel it. And then you might hold it for a while, and then you're going to release it like you're having a bowel movement, and it's going to go back down into the tube and out, and it just irrigates your system. I take hydrocodone for pain, for chronic pain and loss. Ryan, blood. Hold on. I take hydrocodone for chronic pain and loss. Ryan. Okay, I'm assuming that's just a typo and some medication. I would love to have natural remedies instead. Okay. All right, so you have pain and you have I don't know. Okay, so I don't know if you have high or low blood pressure. Give me 1 second, y'all, because I'm probably gonna use this in a second. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. Hold on. Here we go. All right. Two things. All right. So for pain, I thought I might have some ice wave patches, but I think I sampled them out. Okay. So we've been talking about these LifeWave patches, right? Now, I've only been telling you guys about the patches as it relates to the dry fasting challenge because that's what y'all are here for. But when it comes to LifeWave patches, okay, the light therapy patches, they have patches for basically everything. The pain patch is called Ice Wave. Boom, there you go. Ice Wave. Okay, so I don't have a patch, but I got their little pamphlet. The Ice Wave patch. Okay, anybody who was at our retreat, can you guys put a 2 in the chat if anybody was at our retreat? Just real quick, I'm curious because at our retreat, we did a demonstration of the Ice Wave patches, and I think probably like 8 to 9 times out of 10, we were able to reduce people's pain either more than half or at least significantly to where they could feel it. 80 to 90% of people, we were able to get instant pain relief. Some of them got it down to 0. Some of them got it under 5. But the Ice Wave patch is a pain relief patch, okay? The X39 patch, which I mentioned on the product call, I think, it is designed to do a little bit of everything, right? It's a powerful everything patch, but this is their patch specifically designed for pain, and it works fast. Okay, so anybody who was at the retreat, they can probably talk about it. And one day when my editor gets me this footage, no shade to him, a little bit shade to him, I'll be able to show you guys. But it was incredible. So Ice Wave patch is what I would recommend off top. Now the doTERRA, which is the essential oil brand that we recommend, you could do doTERRA or Young Living. doTERRA has a pain oil as well. What is that pain oil called? Blue. What's it called, y'all? Something blue, something. But they have a pain oil, which helps. We've seen one of the first times, it's called Deep Blue. One of the first times I ever used Deep Blue on somebody, it was a guy who had pain for 20 years. He said he couldn't sleep well because of his pain, and he was able to sleep for the first time in 20 years the first night he used Deep Blue. So we have lots of options for pain. We have lots of options for blood pressure. Now remember that the fasting is going to help regulate it. Okay, I'm just going over this because I want you guys to know there's more than one option out there. But the fasting itself is going to very quickly regulate it. But if you're trying to figure out how you can get it kind of under control before or after fasting, if you guys have high blood pressure, you want marjoram. Okay, so if you deal with high blood pressure, you want marjoram. That's the essential oil. If you have low blood pressure, you want thyme. Okay, this is the doTERRA essential oils. Okay, oral health. For those using a water flosser, can that continue during the dry fast? Yes, it can. Okay, if you use like a water flosser, you can use it. What are your thoughts on oil pulling and natural mouthwashes? Oil pulling is fine. Natural mouthwash is a little too general, so I can't say yes on that, but it depends on what it's made out of. But oil pulling is a great way to freshen the breath. You could do your oil with a little drop of peppermint essential oil. Boom, there you go. Castor oil pack used during the day, during the dry fast days? No, we don't use the castor pack during the dry fast days. Can we use it, say, upper arms during the dry fast days? I believe we're not going to use it on our liver during that time. Good follow-up question. I see you guys are really trying to figure some stuff out. I'm going to go ahead and say that's fine if you want to use it on your upper arms, but just understand that your body is systemic. There's systems and pathways and stuff everywhere. You're saying your upper arm. I don't know exactly where you're talking about, but I guarantee you there's lymph nodes and there's lymph fluid in that area. So regardless if you use the pack on your liver or on your arm, if there's lymph nodes and stuff there, it's going to stimulate them, and it may stimulate detox. So I'm just letting you know now. I don't have a problem with y'all experimenting and stuff. Just pay attention, okay? I mean, I like that you guys experiment. I like the question. I just, I try to err on the side of caution. All right, I viewed Chris's YouTube video on dry fasting 96 where he meticulously explained dry fast. Based on this, I felt comfortable to start the dry fast on my own. I'm currently on day 3. I then decided to enroll in the program to get more insight and knowledge. I received access. I had some issues. It's really long. I had some issues finding my way around the platform. However, Sunday, after viewing Chris's tutorial on the platform, I realized I missed the detox step in the process. I'm on day 3 in a dry fast. Can you please advise me on how I can make up since I've missed step 1 in detox in the process? I'm really bothered by this area. Look, fasting is not a perfect process, okay? There's lots of people who have missed part. There's nothing you can't make up. It's over. It's too late. It's too late. There's nothing to make up for. Okay, you're already doing it. It's too late. You can't go back. There's no take backsies. You already started dry fasting. You know what I mean? So all I can tell you is just don't worry about it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Just make the adjustment in the future. Is basically that's it. Just make the adjustment in the future. Okay, I have a question that's called supplements. I don't know. It just says supplements. So if you want to learn about the supplements, check out the video that I did, the products and bundles video. Man, these are a lot of questions, y'all. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get through these. Wait, we're almost to the end. Okay. When should I expect to receive my packet and where can I find the live schedule? I'm not great with technology, so it may be simple guidance is requested. So I'm assuming that this was like a day 1 question. If you've seen the intro live, all those questions were answered. So I'll just say, if you have this question and you haven't seen the intro live, you need to watch the intro live. It's literally the best. I cannot tell you better than I can show you. And the intro live, I show you. So go to the group, the DR96 group, click the events tab, then click the past button and watch the intro live, and that will answer all of those questions. All right, I'm taking medication for congestive heart failure, but my doctor has taken me off of them for being completely symptom-free when I lost weight last year. Do I do the DR96 and hold on? Can I do the DR96 and still get the same effect with 1 sip of water every day? I can't tell you you're going to get the same effect, but you will get 99% of the effect. But if you've already gotten off of this heart medication before, that really should be your goal, right? Like, I'm assuming you're back on it now. Your goal should just be to get off of it, and you probably will be fine. Once you finish the first couple cycles of DR96, you should be able to get off of it. It doesn't take long for the body to repair when you give it the right tools. If you add, okay, now to this particular person, if you add an X39 patch to your regimen, you'll find that the body repairs itself even more quickly. You can combine fasting and those light therapy patches because the X39 increases stem cell production. So it is great for low heart function. It's really, really good. It works very fast. Can we drink black coffee without sugar or milk? If you're talking about during the prep, yeah, that's fine. Look, when it comes to coffee, it's not a one size fits all. All coffee is not created equal, y'all. Okay. Here, you know what? Let me say this. I never promote this because I'm not a coffee drinker. I'm not a fan of coffee. I personally, there's health benefits to everything, but I can't see it. Okay. But I know a lot of y'all like coffee. The Root Wellness Brands has a coffee. It is a high quality coffee. They put the coffee beans through the same rigorous testing that they put their raw materials for their products. So it's like pesticide free, glyphosate free. Like it's just a high quality coffee. Man, I would recommend grabbing some of their coffee, drink it black if that's what you want to do, because at least then you're getting a high quality product that's not going to, add toxins to your system. So I already put the Root to the link. We have an affiliate link to Root. I put that in the chat. If you guys need it, you can ask for it, but that's that. I have not looked at the chat, y'all, for questions, but I did start some questions. I'm just trying to get through all these questions. There's so many. On the fast day of the refeed, do we have to stick with the water, or can the water be infused with fruits or apple cider vinegar with salt? On the refeed day, you can do fruit. It's in our guide. You can do fruit juice later on in the evening. I want you guys to start with water. And then later in the evening, you could do vegetable broth. You could do fruit. You could do apple cider vinegar with salt. Are we able to use the infrared sauna during the challenge? Look, it's a mixed bag when it comes to this. Some people are like, I have a great experience with the infrared sauna during fasting. Some people are like, it drains me. It just depends. I'll just say, me personally, err on the side of caution. Don't do it while you're fasting. You can do it any other time. If you want to test it, I would say test it on the last day of the fast. That way, if it drains you too much, you know you're going to rejuvenate the next day. And then just test it and then see. And if you feel good, then you could test it again on the next one. But once again, do it during the end of the fast. Okay, this is to Stephen. So I'll just send this question to Stephen. I've got your information. I'll have him reach out. Hi, I do not have a juicer, but I have a blender though. Is it okay to do smoothies instead of juicing during the refeeds? No. Juicing and smoothies are not the same thing. I would recommend that you go to the local grocery store and just buy some juice that they've squeezed, or you can get a very simple juicer, y'all. You don't have to get a $400 juicer. There are hand juicers that you can use for citrus, where you just press it. It's just a little crank. You press it down and you hand juice it, and then you could do it. It's going to limit what you could juice, but it's an option, or you can go to the store. But no, smoothies are not a replacement for juice. Good afternoon. Is there a link for yesterday's live? I missed it as I just signed up for the challenge. So I've answered that question several times throughout this call already. How many days in a row is it safe to dry fast? Good question. Indefinitely. We don't know. Nobody really knows. There's not really a set number of days, okay? What it's really about is what level of toxicity your body is at and how acclimated your body is to fasting. That's really what's going to determine how long you could dry fast. We are doing 4 days because I know that with proper preparation and our strategy, 4 is a safe amount of days. You could push it to 6. Stephen and Jasmine have done 10. We had Justin Howell come on his first interview, talk about doing, I think, 12 days. So, have people push dry fasting to the limits? Yeah, for sure. It is my sincere belief that when you talk about the 40 days, and once again, this is just from a historical reference. I know we have different people with different religious beliefs here, but from a historical reference, it's very popular to talk about the 40 days that Jesus fasted. Though that would have been a dry fast. That would not have been a water fast. So, historically speaking, Jesus dry fasted for 40 days. Do members get a discount on your products? When you purchase the products with the challenge bundle, there is a massive discount built in. I discounted the products as much as I could without hurting us. So, it's when you think about shipping and you think about like the total cost of the products, you're getting it with the bundle. Outside of the bundle, if you're asking if there's a discount or something, no, there's no discount outside of the bundle. I think Root has a discount code. Let me see if I could check it real quick. I believe the discount code is welcome. Okay. So for those who want to use the Root stuff, I think there is a code. Let me see if I can verify that real quick, because I think it is welcome. I don't know if they're still doing it, and I don't know how you spell it. I don't know if it's like capitalized or whatever. Let me just see real quick if I can figure this out for y'all. I'm not a gate guardian. If I got, codes and stuff, I give them. Now, if this is your first challenge, keep in mind that you will get a code for the next challenge. Okay. We always do a discount code for the, okay, that's saying that doesn't exist. For people who have done past challenges, let me see. Maybe it's all caps. No, I think they might have got rid of the code, y'all. Sorry. But for people who have done past challenges, we always give you guys a discount. And then for those who want to keep access to extended access to challenges, we typically offer that. I don't know if we'll do that because this is a little different. It's a brand new challenge. So we'll see. All right, y'all. I'm just trying to get through all the rest of these questions. Thank you for your patience. I know y'all got questions in the chat. As a diabetic and a sleeve patient, is there certain modifications that I should do during the fast? And should I stop taking my medications and vitamins? So I don't prescribe. I never tell you guys to stop taking your medications. I will encourage you to make that choice on your own. And if you don't want to use your medications, I will always give you options for what you could do. Let's see. What's our oil for diabetes? I think it's cinnamon. But we're going to double check since I got my book right here. Diabetes, cinnamon. You can also do coriander. So cinnamon and coriander can be taken by mouth, or you can rub it on your body. Those both are used for diabetes. 1 drop of cinnamon oil and 4 ounces of water 2-3 times a day. Boom. That'll help with diabetic condition. Vitamins. Listen, it depends on the type of vitamins, y'all. Like a lot of y'all don't realize the vitamins you're taking are also synthetic. They're pretty much like pharmaceuticals. Okay. The pharmaceutical industry and the nutritional industry are like their brother and sister, their cousins, they're Irish twins. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff in those industries that aren't good for you. Just like with veganism, right? Just because something has the label vegan doesn't make it healthy. Vegan food is some of the most trash food. I'm not saying all vegan food. Okay. Traditional vegan food is great for you. Whole food that's vegan, like plant-based, great. But I'm talking about when you go to Kroger and you see the vegan eggs, right? Like you see Just Egg. Listen, I like Just Egg just as much as the next person. It is trash. It's processed food. Okay. I do not eat Just Egg every day like it's fine, like it's healthy. That is a once in a while type thing. It's no different from when you were younger. Your mom would cook for you every night, but then every once in a while, y'all be able to go to McDonald's. You didn't eat McDonald's every night back in the day. Nowadays, people feed their children McDonald's every day. And if you do that, you have to stop. It is so bad for them. And it is so bad for them. I'm telling y'all, like, I have seen this in my own personal family members who eat out every night. They have horrible health. We're talking about the young people in my family. You got to stop feeding your children fast food. It is not what it used to be, y'all. When I was eating fast food as a 6 and 7-year-old, the ingredients are completely different from what they are now. Y'all remember, because we have an older group, right? Do y'all remember McDonald's fries back in the day, like in the 90s is what I'm talking about? Do y'all remember McDonald's fries in the 90s? And I remember in the late 90s, I want to say it was like the late 90s, they changed it. I remember when the fries changed. I was like, what's wrong with the fries? Y'all remember that? They're changing the ingredients. They're changing the ingredients. They did it with pizza, all of them, Snickers bars, everything. What we ate when we were children is not what we're feeding our children now. It was bad then. It is much worse now. So, if you're taking whole vitamins, that's fine. Whole vitamins are fine. Have any of the coaches tried this challenge before, or will any of them be joining with us? I think that would be good to share real life experiences, expectations with the 4 days on and 3 days off consecutively. From my experience with dry fasting, it's always harder to start back. Obviously, everyone's personal experience with fasting is going to be their personal experience. I get people telling me that it's difficult for them to get back into water fasting. So it's not a dry fasting thing. And that's not my experience. When I fasted consecutively for 5-6 months, I never had any issues, right? When I wanted to start fasting again, I just started fasting again. So it's a personal thing. It's not a fasting thing. But what I'll say is, I never ever suggest anything that I don't do or have not done. All right. So yes, I think I mentioned earlier the coaches. I personally, the longest fast I've done is 6 days. I have done 4 days of dry fasting. I don't think I've done less than 4 days of dry fasting, actually. I think when I dry fast, it's usually like 4 days. Yeah, it's hard for me to remember. I don't remember doing short dry fast. I don't know. For some reason, when I dry fast, I always do it longer. Maybe because it's easier. I don't know. Like dry fasting is easier than water fasting. In case y'all ain't heard that. And okay, to answer the second part, I'm going to be doing the dry fast with y'all. So I don't know about the other coaches. I haven't specifically asked them, but usually the coaches just decide if they're going to do the fasting or not. I'm going to be doing the dry fasting with you. So there you go. You're not alone. What is the best day? What is the best day to have the enema or the colonic during the DR96? Good question. So I recommend doing the colonic at the end of the week. So if you're going to do the colonic, do it at the end of the prep week. Do it at the end of the first week of fasting and the second week of fasting, and at the end of your refeed week when we cycle off. So do it at the end of the week for the colonic. For the enema, you could do the enema every other day while you're fasting. So while you're fasting, you would do it twice because we're fasting for 96 hours. So you would do it twice. Okay. And you could do that for each fasting cycle. I know that drinking a lot of water can flush out your electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium, which make you feel really sick. What do you think of adding electrolytes to your water? I usually use LMNT. My question is that they have unflavored, 0 calorie, and where's the rest of this? Hold on. Okay, hold on. A tiny bit of stevia in each packet, okay, listen, I don't even need to finish reading the rest of this. I'm not trying to be rude at all, because you basically have already given me enough information for me to tell you the answer. The answer is no. I get it. It makes you feel better. I understand it. Listen, when you're fasting, whether you're water or dry, and you eat, it makes you feel better. Does it mean that you were lacking food? No. Your detox, fasting is a detox. The reason why we teach you guys a very elaborate preparation is to aid with mitigating detox symptoms. I understand that there's information that's been put out there that tells you that your electrolytes get flushed out when you drink a lot of water and you pee. I'm not going to get into it because it always turns me up, but it's not true. There's a lot of bad information out there that come from what you would consider credible sources. I'm just being honest with y'all. How do I know this? Because I do fasting in real life. Everything I teach, I do. If fasting caused electrolyte deficiencies, I would know. I've never taken an electrolyte drink. I've never supplemented my electrolytes, not one day in my life. The only type of supplementation I've ever done in the way of electrolytes is through infused water. And I don't use it that often, okay? It's not like I have to have it every time. So unflavored, 0 calorie, stevia, all of these are no-nos. All of that's no-nos. That is a highly processed food. Actually, it's perfect because it ties into what I said earlier about vitamins not being healthy for you. Okay. This is a trick. Okay. Now, please understand, this is not an attack on you at all. I'm just a passionate person. And I hate that we get taken advantage of with marketing and stuff. You know, there's flavoring, there's stabilizers, there's sugar, 0 calories, natural flavors. It's all bad. It's all bad. Now, I was on a call with a client a couple of weeks ago, I believe, and they had mentioned an electrolyte drink that they were using which was made out of like dried fruit and vegetables. Something like that would be fine. Something like that is fine. You know what I mean? But y'all, you just got to be careful. You got to be careful about what you take. I don't know. Yeah, it makes you feel better or whatever. But you could also just take a simple piece of salt, like get yourself some Celtic sea salt, 1 grain under the tongue, let it dissolve, drink some water. That will make you feel good too, if you just want something, okay? But I'm sorry, I'm not trying to like go crazy on. I just the electrolyte thing from the moment I started the brand, started talking about it. These electrolytes and this idea that you pee out electrolytes. Listen, the body is super intelligent. It's so smart. It's hard to say this, but it's probably smarter than we are. Like it has to be, even though we are part of the body is its own thing. So it will not pee out vital electrolytes. That doesn't make sense. You need electrolytes. You will die if you don't have electrolytes. So then the question has to be, if you will die if you don't have electrolytes, why would the body pee them out? It wouldn't. It doesn't make any sense. All right, we're off of it. And please, I'm not angry at you or anything like that. I'm just, the electrolyte thing always gets me. Okay, I only have a few of these questions left. I can't do it. It's just too many. Let's see what you guys got in the chat. We're already almost an hour and 30 minutes in. I do have some stuff already. Yeah, I see. Yeah, listen. Nope, not mad. I love it. Chris is passionate because he cares. That's right. Thank you. You get me. I'm just going to go through this real quick, y'all. If I see something with a question mark, I'm going to start and I'm going to do my best to kind of like go through these and we'll wrap up. I was smart to do this call earlier today because I had a feeling if you came to the live late, please start the live over. So we have a couple people that did join the challenge who were in the retreat. I see y'all ask, where do you get the LifeWave patches? I'll grab the link here real quick. And the reason why is because it's an affiliate link. So if you go to the website, they'll just randomly give credit to somebody else. And I don't want that. Can I be honest with y'all? I don't want that. I want the credit. I'm the one that taught y'all about it. I want the credit. Can I be selfish? So I'm going to go ahead and put the link here in the chat. I did tell you guys, if anybody else in the community has a link and you get information from them about LifeWave or whatever, that's fine. You can use their link. But that's where you get the Ice Wave patches. I'm still going through and grabbing these questions. Y'all put quite a few of them in here. Yeah, try the coffee after the challenge. Yeah, let me know if you guys like that root coffee. There's some rating system that comes with coffee. Oh, welcome back is the code. She figured it out. How did you know? Did you get a link or something? Maybe they sent me a link too. I don't even know. The code is welcome back. All right. So for those who want to grab the root products, use the code welcome back. Look, she got another code. Where you get all these codes from? Welcome back and Dignits. I don't even know what that is. Gives you 21% off root products or $21 off. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Percent. I don't know. Whatever. I'm leaving it up on the screen so y'all can grab this code real quick. Okay. Yeah, y'all remember the McDonald's back in the day? What are you sending us in our package? Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, you guys have more questions hiding in here. Someone said, please brush your teeth and shower. This is a soft, dry fast, y'all. You can brush your teeth and you can shower. Gatorade is horrible. Yes, Gatorade is that was one of the first Tricks, major tricks. They tried to get all the athletes showing you Gatorade was good. Same thing they did with Wheaties. They had all the Olympians on the Wheaties box. It's all a trick. It's propaganda. It's designed to get us to buy into something that's not healthy. What is this? I asked about continuing HRT while fasting. What is that? All right, so I got a couple questions here. I'm going to go through them real quick. I just joined the challenge at the last minute. I didn't get my package yet. Can I take berberine to suppress my appetite during the prep week? Yeah, that's fine. Hi, Coach Chris. My regular daily dietary intake is 90% whole food and 100% plant-based. Is it necessary to do the coffee enema before the dry fast? I don't know where you got a coffee enema from, but that shouldn't be in any of our training material. So if there's coffee enema somewhere in our training material, please message me or support at a healthy alternative so we can correct that, because that's not correct. We don't promote coffee enemas. Just water enema. Weighted blankets are incredible. They make you feel good and warm and safe. It's like you're a toddler again, or infant being. What do they do when they wrap those babies in the blanket? Y'all know what I'm talking about. What is the name of the water filtration system? Oh, I'm not going to tell y'all the name of my water filtration system. It's not because I'm gatekeeping. It's because I don't like it. I don't like it. I feel like it was a bad investment. Like, the product itself works fine, but the problem is maintenance. If you have maintenance issues, something goes wrong. They are based out of like North Carolina or something, and they don't actually have service techs here in Texas, or maybe not where you live either. So I would recommend, from my bad experience, I would say find a company, a local company, somebody who's been around for a while. Obviously, go into the figure out like how good their filtration is, what it all does, and go from there. I'm not going to recommend. I don't want y'all using mine. I'm an electrician by trade, so I was able to figure some stuff out, but I don't recommend it to anybody. Will I be able to take my heart medication during the dry fasting? I don't know. What's the prescription say? Do you have to take it with water? Do you have to take it with food? I don't know. If you have to take it with water, then what I recommend, depending on how frequently you have to take it, I recommend taking it in the evening. Push it out as much as you can to give you the maximum amount of time with your fast, and then take it with water or whatever you need to do. What about dry brushing during the dry fast? Go for it. Guys, did he say anything about oil pulling? I've said something about oil pulling so many times. I know that you came late. But yes, oil pulling is fine. Who is conflicting the oil pulling in the group? I don't know. Who's saying that the oil pulling is no? Look, people are confused, I think, sometimes about dry fasting. You have a hard dry fast, you have a soft dry fast. I've been asked so many times, are we able to take showers and brush teeth and stuff? We are doing a soft dry fast. This is not a hard. A hard dry fast is you don't come in contact with water at all. Okay? And it makes a difference. It is a different thing. We're not doing that. Soft dry fasting's plenty beneficial. Plenty. So go ahead and do your oil pulling. I'm confused about the different names being used for water. Is sun energized infused structured water the same thing? And can any of them be used in an emergency? Yes, you can use these waters in an emergency. They're great for emergencies. They are not the same thing. So I don't think you're confused. I think you just probably thought that I'm using words interchangeably. However, here's the thing. They are connected. They're connected, but they're not the same thing. So I'm going to briefly go through this. Sun energized water is literally how it sounds. You take a clear glass jar. You don't want any plastic or any synthetic material for the lid. You want to use a cork. You want to use a cheesecloth. I go in depth about this in my either my prep video or my product video. You can use a cheesecloth or something like that. You sit it outside. You let the sunlight hit the water. Direct sunlight and indirect sunlight both work. Okay, daylight works as well, but direct sunlight is better. It's faster, stronger. You let it charge for 4 hours or more. That is going to break down inorganic compounds in the water. It's going to um, add positive ions to water. It's going to charge the water. It's going to do lots of stuff. Okay, that's sun water. Infused water is where you take some fruit, or like you do some cucumber slices or lemon slices, and you let it cold steep for about 4 hours. That is infused water. You take the fruit out, you drink that. And then, what did you say? And then structured water. Structured water it means that the water is organized a specific way. Okay. Sun charging it will structure the water. Infusing it will structure the water. There's also water structuring devices where you can run it through a device, usually a vortex, and that will structure it as well. So they're all different, but they are connected as well. Also, these processes will alkalize the water as well. It will increase the alkalinity. And also, while we're talking about that, when it comes to alkaline water, y'all, the higher the number doesn't mean better necessarily. So those who have Kangen water machines have seen benefit from using Kangen water machines. I don't got no problem with that. However, natural water actually sits at a pH at around 7. So natural water in its healthiest state wants to be neutral. So 7 is really where the healthiest water lives. If you're really sick, you could use 8 or 9 pH water to help, but eventually you got to go back to neutral water. Okay? Because if you drink too much alkaline water, it can also make you sick. So when you look at the pH scale, anything to the left or to the right of 7 in extremes over long durations of time are going to make you sick. If you're too alkaline, then they might tell you to drink something acidic to bring the alkalinity down. See what I'm saying? So 7, and this is why I like distilled water. Distilled water is naturally 7. This is why, like, I've done so much research. I know it seems like, oh, Chris is just picking his favorite water or something. I've done so much research. There's so many reasons why I teach what I teach. 7 is you could drink 7 pH water with no problem indefinitely. Whereas if you try to drink 9 pH water indefinitely, you might see your diseases start to go away, and then you might start to see new issues. Okay, so I don't even know what started me on that rant. I blacked out. All right, what do you think about taking a beetroot? I thought it said beef. A beetroot supplement for high blood pressure. I don't know. I've never researched that, but I'm sure it's good for high blood pressure. Beetroot. I'm sure it's good for it. If you've researched that it's good for it, then it probably is. Take it. You see how real I am? I just keep it a buck. If I don't know, I don't know. I've never used beetroot. There's so much. But here's what I do know. Plants. Plants can help you in ways that you never thought. One plant can do 100 different things, right? And so, natural foods are always going to help the body to get to homeostasis. So it's always going to be that way. What are you sending us in our packages? I'm going to need you to probably reach out to support, provide your email so we can look up what package you got, because I don't know what package you got. We had several different bundles. So support@ahealthyalternative.org and just say, I'm inquiring about the items included in my package, and make sure that you include your email that you ordered your bundle with, so we can look up your order. Is cacao okay during the refeed? Sure, that's fine. What are you going to do, turn it into a drink? There used to be a drink I promoted. I don't not promote it anymore. I just haven't talked about it in a while. That uses cacao and agave and cinnamon and hot water, and it's like a coffee replacement type thing, just a warm, dark drink. I have a colonoscopy on Friday. Is it okay to start the dry fast on Monday? When you say Friday, are you talking about this Friday? Because if you're talking about this Friday, then starting your dry fast on Monday should be fine. Now, after you do your colonoscopy, because I'm sure they have you do like some type of preparation for it. You like drink a dye or something like that. You should do your juice on Saturday and Sunday. So that should give you plenty of time to kind of rehydrate, but you should be fine. I'll do a little bit of research, and I'll find if I see something I don't like, I'll let you know. All right, y'all. This is my last question, y'all. I'm tired of talking. I got another video I got to do. I wear a CPAP. Is it better to go without it during the fast? So I'll expel breathing toxins unencumbered. See, I can't even read anymore. Or can I accomplish this with the machine? I don't know exactly how the CPAP machines work. So if you're saying that it cumbers your breathing, then I would say don't use it. Daniel, I'm sure Daniel's on the call. He's on every call. I'm sure Daniel will tell you not to use it. He had a CPAP machine, and he's talking about selling his because, he just doesn't need it anymore. Through fasting and the dietary changes he made, he just don't need it anymore. And now he's selling it. I think he said he hasn't used his for like over 2 months now. So, I mean, if you're looking to get rid of it, this is a great time to start. What you could do is you could get yourself a diffuser, and you could get some Breathe essential oil, and that will help with breathing. Like when people had sleep apnea back in the day, I would recommend grab some Breathe. That helps. Here's Daniel's comment. I wore my CPAP machine for the first 2 weeks up until my sleep apnea is gone. So he fasted and he used the CPAP machine for 2 weeks, and then the sleep apnea is gone. I don't know. I don't know if I'm reading it right. I too much passion. I put out too much energy just now, y'all. I'm drained. Breathe is an oil blend from doTERRA. So there you go. Breathe is a great oil. Put it on the chest. Put it in a diffuser. Inhale it like that. Those are all good options. Hey, man, y'all work me tonight. I hope y'all learned something. I see somebody said they learned something. Like this. Thank you, Chris. This was so good. Learned a lot. Okay, I did my job. Are y'all ready to dry fast? I am. I'm ready to fast. I'm looking forward to it. I'm probably going to conserve my energy on fast days, though. If we do live streams, I'll tell y'all that now. But I'm excited. Obviously, y'all could tell. Excitement comes in many different forms. I'm passionate. I'm excited. I really appreciate y'all. I'm so happy you all joined us. It has made this process so much fun for me. I'm curious. As of right now, we ain't did no fasting yet. So this is probably too early to ask. But I'm curious, do y'all already want to do another challenge, another dry fasting challenge? Like we go through this challenge and, we give it maybe like a month break or something. Y'all want to jump back into another challenge? Because I have an idea for another challenge that we could do for dry fasting. So I'm just curious. Y'all could put like a 1 in the chat if you're interested. If you would want to jump back in. We ain't did the challenge yet, so I don't know if y'all really want to yet. We'll find out. And the reason I ask is because y'all always hit me up with the when's the next challenge? When's the next challenge before the challenge is over? So I figured y'all probably already have an idea. Okay. Somebody put 100 ones in there, so that's 100 different votes for yes. All right, great. I'm glad y'all didn't take my energy the wrong way. I always, want to make sure that the way I want to convey it is how you're receiving it. I'm not here to chastise anybody. I'm not here to play the blame game. We were all manipulated and lied to, like myself included. I ate fast food for a long time. I put all kinds of stuff in my hair, on my body. It's just when we get to a place when we're able to learn more, when you know better, you do better. That has to be one of your tenets. Okay. I want y'all all to consider that. Consider adopting this tenet. When you know better, you do better. Like be accountable to yourself and be accountable to others. And I see in the chat, most of y'all are like, yeah. Some of y'all are like, we'll see at the end of this one. Oh, a 2-week break, not a month. That's too long. All right. I'll ask y'all again at the end. Hope you enjoyed it. That's it for me. Good night. Peace.
Alive.